combing around his hair. He likes that part in there. One way, the other way, and down. On Seti's hair, we like to use Samson's hair care products. This is dead at sea clay. I'm gonna use it right up. Come on. How you like that? That good? Oh yeah, let's see. That hard in there.
Oh yeah, what's that? Mom, it makes my hair crazy. It's a pale blue.
Seems pretty heartwarming, but it seems like a problem as well. Look, man, Ultra Squad, man, look, as you can see from the video that you just saw, right, with the white adopted father with the young black kid who he adopted, just, you know, it looks harmless to some, where he just doing his hair or whatnot, you know, little side part, you know what I mean, putting a little gel in there. You can see from some of the comments, some were like saying use this type of brush, or other people were saying, oh, this is so nice, whatever, yada yada yada. The thing with social media, is people will have a problem with anything and everything. And there are certain people who are critiquing this Harris family. They have a pretty decent following on TikTok or whatnot, and they have adopted plenty of different kids. I don't know exactly how many, I didn't count, but they have adopted quite a few kids, I believe. And they just do content with the adopted kids and their family on TikTok, on social media. If you're wondering my thoughts on this, I would say, me personally, it's not that deep to me. As long as the kids have a family, you know, have a home, have food, you know what I mean, has an opportunity to be able to grow up and succeed, or just overall just have a chance to have a family, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? But obviously that's not going to be everybody. So if you don't know, when it comes to certain people who adopt, you know, kids, it's not necessarily always going to be like this perfect scenario that you see in certain movies. You know what I mean? In reality, a lot of kids who get adopted, sometimes they don't stay in that one specific foster home that they get sent to. You know what I mean? They bounce from different homes into the system. You know what I mean? It can be very mentally draining and exhausting and very difficult for these young kids who don't have these families. You know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes the adopted parents, they might be terrible. They might not be good adoptive parents, you know? Sometimes you might have saw like people who do social media content, they put their family on social media for content and clout and money and fame, and behind closed doors is not all sugar and rainbows. You know what I'm saying? Some people say celebrities who adopt like, you know, foreign kids or black kids, African kids, they're doing it for clout. They're doing it to look like better human beings, you know, to be able to get sponsorships when it comes to certain things. Is that a possibility? Yes. But that's not going to be every single time. The thing about certain human beings, we focus on race so much, even when it's something that you see or you should see that looks to be positive. It's very interesting to like see kids seeming like they might be in a pretty decent, you know, place in life, and then people still complain about it.
My video last week, you saw me doing Miles' hair, so I listened, I ordered some product, and we're gonna try what is called the LCO method. So first off, put a little bit of liquid. Next, we're going to use the Jamaican Black Cat.
So you see what he said, like, and she's talking over the video while he's talking. Obviously there were people who were complaining, or simply not even if they were complaining, they were like saying or suggesting, hey, you should use this on his hair. It's better for, you know, African American kids, little black boys, you can't use the same product or whatever they were possibly saying about doing little kids' hair, basically. So he took their advice, and that's what he's doing. And she has some 2 cents on this. And if you don't understand what she's saying that, oh my God, the little boy looks uncomfortable. He don't even like this, blah, blah, blah.
Castor oil, strengthen and restore leave-in conditioner from Shea Moisture. I had a lot of you guys that were kind of mean. I'm not gonna say you hurt my feelings, but you're like, you gotta just stop touching his hair and take him to a barber. We're gonna just do it here right at the home. For those of you guys who were very supportive and just kind, really appreciate you. Just give us advice. We're not gonna ignore it. I'll listen to it if it makes sense. The next thing, we're doing the Jamaican Black Castor Oil Spray. So it locks in that moisture. This brush, it's like a boar brush, a lot softer bristles. Also gonna do a part that we like because it's classic and it's handsome, and that's what Miles wants to look, right? We want to look handsome. We want to look like we're reverent for church because that's where we're going today. Curling cream does make his hair a lot more curly. Let's show him that beautiful, good looking, handsome part. Trying to look like handsome dudes.
If you hear her, what she's saying it looks so aggressive, she doesn't like this. Let's continue, let's watch. Let me just watch all the way through.
Makes me look really good, huh? That's right, because you're the most handsome. Say happy Sunday, dudes.
Happy Sunday.
Grab him shoulder. Now, this family is called the Harris family. I left the tag. If you hold down the screen, you press it down, you'll see their page at the bottom of the screen on the left. This family makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, I did a video on the mother and the little black girl months ago when the mom was talking about how the girl says she looks like her, and people were saying, oh, is that really your mom or something like that, but she was grabbing all on the little girl's chest and grabbing the little girl, and the little girl kept moving her hand because she was extremely uncomfortable. And then there was also a family photo being taken of him, the father, the mother, the pale-faced mother. I think they have a little Latin boy that they adopted, a black girl, and a little boy Mouse, and the father was having his hands all in the girl's face and all in her mouth, and she was moving his hands. Like, it was so uncomfortable to watch. And now seeing this little boy Mouse, like, his hair looks crazy. Take him to the barber shop. Take him to the barber shop. And the way you grabbed his neck to put his neck, like, it just looks sketchy. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. I am a little bit. I don't really like to see certain families adopting certain types of children because they don't really know how to take care of their hair. And y'all can say, oh, they're trying. Trying would be taking him to a barber shop or someone with the same hair texture that knows how to do it. That hair it looks unkempt. It doesn't look good. And the touching, like the way that they carry on with the kids, and then they're like really overtly religious, and those types of people, it just reminds me of a really bad Lifetime movie waiting to happen. I pray.
All right, we get what she's saying. If something's supposed to be wrong with this video, it's probably a white person saying that. Let me see. I obviously can't tell. Girl, what's wrong with this video? And when he's tapping about what Miles wants, why he is looking at his his like he better agree or not slip up or counter what I'm saying, like very much censoring what Miles is saying. This is a white lady for sure, and you can see what she is about. Such a cute little boy. He is. I hope he's okay. I'm confused. What is y'all talking about? He's trying his best. Stop bullying the family, basically, right? If I had to, like, agree on anything with what she was saying, like, yeah, take him to a barber, bro. Take him to a barber. It's 2026, brother. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Some people will say, hey, you know, back in the day, black men used to have this type of hairstyle. You know, it was very professional, or whatever you wanted to say. Yeah, it's 1940s. Yeah, in the 40s and 50s probably. Come on now. This is 2026. You know what I'm saying? But if the kid wanted that, okay, cool. No issues with that. But definitely as he gets older, you got to let him be more open to doing that. You know, he still should be taught some certain things about the culture. And some people look at the culture as in like black people, and they'll automatically go straight to like hood culture, street culture, like street rap. No. That's only certain parts of black people. That's certain groups of black people. When it comes to the culture of black people, it's so many different categories and groups, subcategories of like the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the toxic culture when it comes to like streets, the games, all that extra stuff, you know. And unfortunately, some people will look at that and categorize a lot of black people in that particular group, when there's different types of black people, different groups of black people, right? Just like, to be fair, it's different types of white people. All white people are not the same, you know what I'm saying? You got the ghetto types, the ones who act black, the ones who act ghetto as in like, you know, like rednecks, or it's like certain different types of, you know what I'm saying? Because suburban white people probably wouldn't rock with the redneck white people, because the rednecks might be loud and, you know, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, different types of people in the world, man. Yeah, I would only say take them to a barbershop. Race is not the most important thing, even though it is to some people, because we all should be able to coexist no matter our race. But at the same time, culture can and does matter. We are all human beings, but we are different, and that's okay. We shouldn't want to have the same culture or force people to have our same culture, you know, and even possibly beliefs when it comes to certain things, right? We're all human beings, but we're all different. It's different parts of the world where people do different things, you know, different dances, different movies, different styles. We have to still be able to embrace those as well, you know? Asians and black people possibly might not share the same culture, but that's what makes us different. We're all human beings, but we still have differences, and we should be able to still embrace those differences as we're coexisting as human beings. We should be able to all have fun, kick it, hang out, do all these things. But unfortunately for some people, they don't want it like that. They don't care for it to be like that. Then they'll peep and look at you and critique certain things and come up with their own conclusions of how they should feel about you and what you're doing. This could be that, what this lady is doing. She could be just overthinking, thinking about it too much. Or this could be a get out type of situation. You never know. They're out in the public on social media. If something is going on, it'll eventually come to the light. This is the video that the black lady was talking about of the wife, which is her right here, who is a part of the whole family with the white man and the black son, and they got a black daughter as well. So this is the video that they're talking about. This is another black lady.
Tell your friends before I went on that field trip with you this weekend.
Black and white.
Yeah. Why did you tell them that?
Because I don't want them to be surprised.
You don't want them to be surprised because our skin doesn't match? You know, that's really smart of you, because our skin doesn't have to match for us to be family, huh? That's really smart of you. And then when I went on the field trip with her, she was playing in this corn pit and her skin got really dusty, and so I had a baby wipe. I was wiping off her face and her arms, and another little girl that's in her class walked by and she goes, "Is that your daughter?" And so I put my face right up next to Josie's and I said, "Yep, doesn't she look like my daughter?" What do you think? Are they right? You don't like it when I hug you like this? Tell him you don't like it. Tell him you don't like it, Josie. Tell him.
You're a rich girl, and it's gone too far. There's no matter anyway. You can rely on your old man.
Black children are not safe with white adoptive parents, period. I really don't care who has a problem with what I'm saying. And I'm not just talking about because it's 2025 and we are in Trump's America yet again. Black children have never been safe with white adoptive parents. Now, with the rise of YouTube families, family vlog channels, especially the popularity of interracial and transracial adoptive families, they can't wait to get in front of a fucking camera and parade their new little brown children. Sure, a lot of them are catching on, learning to do natural hairstyles, all of that good stuff, but on the day-to-day, they are absolutely unprotected. This country already has a long history of snatching black children from their families in many different ways. The foster system in this country is a fucking joke. It is much more akin to a human highway system. The system is not broken. It is working exactly as it's supposed to work, and children are a commodity. I'm already leery of white parents who adopt and immediately throw their baby on social media, but it's very, very clear that this family, at the very least, they don't recognize when their child is uncomfortable. At the most, that child is unsafe. She was very uncomfortable in those videos. Not only that, she made it very, very clear she didn't want to be touched, she didn't want to be hugged. And I don't care what nobody says, y'all not gonna gaslight me. The hand placement in all of them videos is very telling. We already know two things. Family vlog channels are poison. The vast majority of them are hiding all kinds of things behind them ring lights. And number two, I am not an adoptee, but there are tons of adoptees and transracial adoptees that tell you their stories plain and simple. And I have heard far too many who have shared the horrible things that they have gone.
I've been seeing the Mayfair ad with this dynamic and it makes me feel uncomfortable. Why she keep talking about skin color though? As a transracial foster parent, this family is making this child so uncomfortable, and I couldn't imagine putting our children through this. I can say with 100% certainty that my son is safe in our home though. We can only hope. Interesting. These poor kids, they look like they're being held hostage. Interesting. Look at these comments, man. Y'all can pause a little bit. They're all on this lady's side. They're all on this lady's side, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Golly. Hey, listen. Like I said, could there be a possibility of something fishy or, being done behind the scenes? We've seen families get caught. I seen a family a while ago. It was I think those were actually their kids, their biological kids. They do a channel. It was a white family. They were kind of having, they had a big following, I believe, on YouTube, but they got caught doing things to the kids, putting the kids in closets, locking them in closets, stuff like that. Beating them, things of that nature. And could that be a possibility with this? Possibly, yes, right? Or is it a thing that this lady is over-exaggerating and reading too much into this? What do y'all think? If I go to the comments that I had on my video with the one where it was the son, the first little boy side part was actually a very popular haircut for a black man in the past. Exactly, in the past. Kids smiling, I'm smiling, dad is definitely genuinely trying. Bro, this is my first impression of you, of your video basically. You don't understand how much I love you already. It's very rare to find people that share this same mindset as mine. Okay. Buddy, this goes for anybody. Hey, I just gave my 2 cents on it. I wouldn't say we necessarily have the same mindset. We just have probably the same opinion on this. I have different opinions when it comes to different things, all right? This is the thing when people scroll and they see certain videos on TikTok or social media. But I got different opinions when it comes to different things. So before you just follow me or subscribe to me, just know it's going to be certain things or certain beliefs that I might have that is different from yours, which is okay. Like I just said earlier, we're different races, different genders. We can be able to coexist, but we can still embrace those differences, all right? That was well said, though. I ain't gonna lie. Beautiful family. I love to see it. The first black person to be in your home shouldn't be the child you adopt. The village you have should already be full of black people, and you should ask them where they get their hair done so you can get some education. I was adopted by white people. It gets weird. Every child deserves love, though, despite the culture, race, and anything else. Love overtakes all, and they are obviously trying and taking people's comments into consideration. I hope things get better. Listen, I hope things get better for them, too. You know what I'm saying? Only people who have, white families who are adopted black kids can really speak on this, to be honest. You can give your opinion on something, but only their opinion really matters the most. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that other black lady said, I'm not an adoptee, but okay, so you're not gonna really know. You can only go off of word to mouth on certain people. It's like a woman hearing her homegirls only talk ish about black men, only talk negatively about black men, right? So therefore, you're gonna have a perception towards black men or just men in general, right? One girl, on the other hand, a girl over here, could hear or see one of her friends who are getting married, and in her brain, she's like, "Oh, I want to get married too. I hope I find a good man as well." People have different perspectives, different POVs. Just because you only seen one experience doesn't mean the other person's experience doesn't count or matter as well. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this right here is a black girl sharing her experience on being adopted by a white family.
What was it like being raised by white people? What was it like growing up in a white family?
By the way, I haven't seen this yet.
A question that everybody asks. Everybody wants to know. My story.
Okay.
The only word that comes to my mind is traumatizing.
Ooh.
I don't have a positive story of the white family that adopted a black child, grew up into this healthy dynamic, everything went well. No. I want to share my story to be a voice for the individuals and children that are going through what I went through. For the individuals and children that went through what I went through or are yet to go through what I overcame. What was it like being...
That's not what I thought was going to happen. Looks like you're doing okay. Why is it all about race all the time? You can't say that because she might have had an experience that you didn't have. This is the thing. Some people literally are on earth who think racism doesn't exist at all. Right? At all. Nowhere. It doesn't exist anymore. This is 2026. Stop. Do I think every white person is racist? No. I don't. But there are people who are racist on earth. Let's be so for real. I was raised by a white family as well. I'm very traumatized, but I'm white. Blame your birth parents for putting you up for adoption in the first place. Dang! Perhaps that was where the real trauma began. I am black, raised by white parents, and my story is positive as they were the ones that truly, I don't know if this person is black or white. People just be talking in the comments. You never know.
Things people said to me growing up as someone that's adopted into a white family. Starting off strong, were you kept under a staircase like Harry Potter? If your name is Donnie and you have red hair and freckles, just know that I will never forget that comment. Probably my most asked question is, do you know your real mom? Do you know where your real mom is? Yes, I do know where my real mother is. She's at home. She's the one who raised me, who fed me, who clothed me, who loved me. So yes, I do know where my real mom is. And it's actually so funny because my birth mom follows me on here. So if you see this, yeah, I have nothing to say to you. So if your parents are white, does that mean they're Republican? I get this one a lot. Also, guys, don't ask me that. Why would you ask me that? Would you go up to someone else and you know that they are biologically related to their parents and you're just gonna be like, what's your parents' political party? That's so weird to me. That's so weird. Ooh, my favorite one. So is that why you talk the way you talk because you're raised by white people? Guys, I grew up in the South. In a suburban neighborhood in Houston, Texas. How else do you think I'm gonna talk? And probably one of the craziest ones came from a middle-aged white woman. So did your parents adopt you from Africa? Now, Carolyn, what did you mean by that? What did you mean, did they get me from Africa? Not every black person you see grew up and was raised in Africa and then adopted out of an orphanage. But yeah, let me know if you want a part 2 because I have so many more.
Alright, with that being said, she ain't say nothing really bad about the white parents or anything like that. See, people have different experiences, bro. I'm gonna end the video here because it's getting long and I might have to do a lot of editing. I don't think you should think simply because a black kid gets adopted by like white people, it's gonna be some Get Out-ish. It's gonna be just like the movie Get Out. That's not gonna be the case. So let me ask you this as a black person: you would rather have those adopted black kids in the system, stay in the system. If no black people adopt them, you rather them stay in the system versus letting a white person adopt them, or a person that's not black adopt black kids. You rather them stay in the system. That's what you're saying. It's an interesting video. I wanted to touch up on this, just do my little reaction, give my little 2 cents, and yeah. People are interesting, man. People on this world, people on this earth are interesting, man. Ultra Squad, we out.